Nailed it. Go. So, welcome down to Quest Golf Academy with myself, Rick Shiels, and Dan Whittaker. We're going to talk about, is hitting down potentially a way for you to hit better driver shots? Because there's lots of talk out there about hitting up on driver gets more distance. But actually, stats are often showing that the best players in the world are hitting more down.
Yes.
Fill us in with the stats. I'm going to pull up that data.
Okay, so when we compare the PGA Tour data to the LPGA, so the men's tour versus the ladies tour, the big glaring difference we'll see in the driver is that on the LPGA, they tend to average, they're hitting a lot more up on the ball.
Yes.
Whereas on the men's tour, they're hitting slightly down on the golf ball.
So that particular shot I just hit then, and that's very unfamiliar to me, that shot, I hit down on the ball by 1.2 degrees. And that's not far away from PGA Tour average, is it?
No, that's
is it about 1 degree down?
Yes.
So that was me hitting, the club head was actually descending into the golf ball with driver. And that's so unfamiliar to me at all. It found the middle of the fairway, which was a good thing. But for me, I don't think it works for me.
Nope.
But I think for some golfers out there, it can definitely work for. What type of golfer would it work for someone who's hitting down on driver?
Well, the first thing you need to look at is, if you've always hit down on it very slightly, first of all, the thing you need to look at is, what spin do you get when you're hitting down on it? Okay, if you are spinning it low enough, so somewhere in the region of between 2,300 RPM and 2,800, well, that's actually pretty optimal in terms of spin. So if you're doing that and hitting down on it, hitting up on it is going to see you get no distance gains whatsoever. And
you'll increase spin.
Yeah.
Because it's often when hitting up on the driver slightly more, if not done in the perfect way, a golfer can add loft. The more loft we present at contact, the more spin we create. To give you an example on that one, I spun that at 3,200.
Yeah.
And I hit down. Now, typically, when I hit more up, my strike location on the face becomes slightly higher on the face, and I reduce the level of spin. So for me, potentially, hitting down on the ball might not actually work for me, but it doesn't mean it's an absolute no-no. For some golfers out there, if they create loads of spin, actually slightly hitting down on the driver and presenting less loft can often reduce that spin.
Yeah, and that same player, if they suddenly want to hit up on it, they'll generally tee it a bit higher, and they probably get it above the optimum in the face, so they're actually in it so high on the face that it's actually being hit with more loft on the golf club.
There is proven facts to say also a golfer that hits slightly further down on the ball actually has more control of the shape of the golf shot. And we're not talking loads down, bearing in mind. We're not talking 3, 4, 5 degrees down, that's too much. But talking 1 to maybe 1.5, 2 maximum degrees down, the path to create that is somewhat normally quite close to neutral.
Yes.
A player that hits too far from the up can often have a path that's far too far from the inside, resulting in too much curvature.
Yeah, so that player, like you say, the LPGA players, not you.
No, it's me, of course it is. I hit way too up, therefore hit far too much from the inside. Often when I'm trying to find the fairway, actually moving that club slightly down into the ball, which feels foreign for me, I don't get the right distance, but I seem to hit the ball a little bit straighter, like that example I just hit then.
Exactly.
So it's not as if it's an absolute no-no, is it?
No, it's definitely not a no-no.
How is a golfer going to know whether they're more suited to down hits or up hits? What have they got to do?
Okay, well, if they haven't got access to this sort of equipment, you were talked previously about that Dr. Scholes to find an impact location, okay, on the heel and toe. We want to do that to find out where you are hitting the ball on the face. If you're hitting the ball and you feel like you're hitting very slightly down on it, without obviously the use of the TrackMan or Flight Scope or GC2, then finding out your impact location will start to be able to give you an idea. So let's say you hit down on it quite a lot, but you hit it in the bottom of the face, then starting to hit up on it more will potentially move that strike location up.
Yeah.
If you're hitting down on it slightly, but it's coming right out the middle, well, try hitting up on it. You're probably going to start getting it above the optimum point in the face and then start to have a fair few issues.
When Dan's talking about optimum point in the face, it's above the equator line. So if you drew an equator line from heel to toe, the strike point above that is typically a less spinny place to hit, typically for a lot of players, but not for everyone. I would also say a player who likes to see a ball teed low is a player who hits down on the driver. Often, I'll ask a question. I've got loads of different coloured castle tees here, and I say to a driver, what tee do you like? And almost instantly, from the choice of what colour they said in their tee, I know if that player is going to hit up or down.
Yeah.
So a guy who says the biggest tee height, I know for 100% he's going to be a player that hits too far on the way up because he likes it teed up nice and high. I've got a golfer that tees it up tiny, and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is going to be impressive, and tees it up like that and hits it brilliantly. They're a golfer that hits slightly more down on the ball. Typically, a golfer who hits fairway woods well, and certainly hits fairway woods with a slight divot, is again a golfer that would hit slightly more down on the golf ball. And that can work really well for fairway woods and hybrids, but sometimes then they struggle with driver because they hit too far down.
Yes.
Likely as well for a golfer who hits too far on the way up with driver, they don't like fairway woods. They don't like hybrids. Absolutely me.
I'm the first guy. I hit very slightly down on the driver, but I only get like 2-2 in terms of spin. So whenever I try and hit up on it, I get way too much curvature and I struggle.
Yeah. Where you would love fairway woods off the floor.
Yeah, love them.
I hate them. I hate them because for me hitting up, the ground gets in the way.
Yeah.
I'm not used to it. Where a player that's slightly more downward hitting, they actually prefer it to be a little bit more, they don't mind hitting the ball first. Let's do some tests. Let's hit a driver on the way up. So more my normal hitting. So I'm going to hit up on the driver. Now straight away, I've murdered it, but it's offline. It's off target. It's in the water. No, it's safe. That's dry. That's fine. So that's up into the air, and I've curved it too much. And let's see what numbers I've produced there, though, just to give you an idea. So my spin rate was 2,700. Not super low, but I must admit this is not actually my normal driver. I've hit up on the ball by 3.2. My path is relatively low, but I've created far too much curvature because that club's moving up through the ball.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yes. What's the difference in the loft between the last two shots?
Loft on that was 15.6.
Yeah.
And the one before, let me have a look, 15.6 and 12.6. 3 degrees difference between those two shots, but my second one went a lot further.
Yeah.
With less club head speed because I had less spin.
Yes. So that's the optimum of launching it higher with lower spin.
I launched it higher with lower spin, my second one.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, but with more loft. So that is all impact location created that because it's gone higher up the face, hasn't it?
Yeah. So if I go and now hit down again, which feels foreign to me, oh, that's a shame. You know, I hit exactly the same golf shot. Not as far, but I almost hit exactly the same golf. But that to me just not normal. I can't hit down on it as freely as I would do hit up on the driver. Spin rate's gone up. Let's see if I actually did hit down or whether it was just a feeling on my behalf. Yeah, I hit down 1.8.
1.8. Loft came down.
Yeah. It's just, yeah, spin rate up, spin went up, loft went down. I did curve it too far, but that's me. When I try and hit down more,
yeah,
I really feel like I smother it to the left. Now, if I hit down, I've got to really control what I do with the face, really make sure that I keep that face open. Let's go one more with the down because I feel like I've given that an unfair shot there. The first one was phenomenal. That last one, not so much. I might even tee it. I'll go even more extreme. I'll tee it a little bit lower as well, which normally a down hitter would prefer.
Do you feel like you can stay in the shot a bit longer this way?
Yeah, exactly. That was nailed.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if I hit that down. I'm not sure. Let's see. It's not as long as I would normally say, but it's right down the middle of the fairway. Maybe this is the way I need to start playing golf shots.
It's got no curvature.
Let's see if I did hit down. Oh, 0.1 0.1 up. That's a win for the up hits. I'm joking. It's so limited, it's untrue, but you can see that was very level coming into contact, and therefore the flight was very, very neutral. Even though I hit quite a bit from the inside, the face was quiet. It's worth just experimenting with. There is not one single set way. Typically, for maximising huge amounts of distances, typically hitting up is a slightly better way to go. But finding more fairways, potentially hitting down is a better way to go.
Or if you're a player with a lot of clubhead speed, hitting down on it could be very good because you are looking for that maximum distance. You're looking to try and hit the fairways. So obviously you can afford to play around a little bit with spin and hopefully not see as much curvature on the ball.
Correct. So guys, experiment. Have a little go at hitting down on the driver, hitting up on the driver. See which one suits you, see which ball flight you prefer. Try and get on a launch monitor. That'll give you a lot of answers to some of the questions you may have about your driver golf swing. Apart from that, go and have golf lessons. Always recommend golf lessons, whoever you are in the world. If you can come and see me and Dan, or come down here to Quest, or come and see Dan at his place, feel free. But if you can't, go and have golf lessons with someone with launch monitors. They'll give you the answers that you need to know. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Maybe now you'll see me in videos hitting down a little bit more on driver to find the fairway, and hitting up on the driver when I want to get more distance. But that's just the way I kind of come in to hit it, and that's the way that I've learned to control the shots. But it could happen for many golfers out there.
What we're saying though is it's not just one way, is there?
No. There's more ways to find a fairway and hit the ball a long way. Guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to me, subscribe to Dan. We shall see you in the next video. Again, I can't remember what it is, but I'm sure it's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be fantastic.
I think it's the best video we're going to do this next one. Guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.